Hi, welcome to the second session of mindfulness that I'm doing. I know it's really dark, don't adjust your settings. I've done that so that it's hopefully a little bit easier to concentrate, for me to concentrate, and for me to share some mindful moments with you. I'm currently propped up on my chest of drawers, so I'm going to see how that works. I might have to stop this halfway through if it just isn't working. Just to give you an idea of what's going on at this moment in time, John is in the bath, just in the bathroom next to me in our bedroom, and the children are downstairs. So hopefully they're well entertained just for the next 15 minutes or so while I do some mindfulness practice. So the reason I'm doing this with John in the bath next door is because he isn't very well and I don't want him really left downstairs um, without an adult present. So I thought it'd be better if I just did this whilst he's next to me so that I can see that he's okay. And that brings me on to why this is late. So this is currently Saturday afternoon, and I was hoping to record this on Thursday for it to go out on Thursday evening. But I was working Thursday, and then when I got home from work, John wasn't very well at all. So he has been struggling with what we think and assume is COVID-19 symptoms. As most of you probably know, we're pretty sure that I had it, and I made a relatively quick recovery. It would seem. I didn't realise it was a quick recovery when I was going through it, but I had a temperature for about 48 hours, um, breathlessness, aching, tired, feeling rotten really, just not wanting to get out of bed, no appetite, no sense of taste or smell, banging headache, and just feeling poorly. But I did not have the horrible cough. I coughed a little bit, but certainly it wasn't a massive issue for me, which was a surprise as I'm an asthmatic, but there you go. Um, not sure why my immune system dealt so well with it. I don't know if it's to do with the viral load. Think that maybe I picked it up from our youngest son, and therefore I had a really low viral load. I don't know. But yeah, I made, like I say, a relatively quick recovery. Within 7 days, I was pretty much back to normal and was certainly back in work by day 10, which was Monday. Day 10, day 11, day 10. So yeah, I am now fine, absolutely fine. The only thing still lingering is the lack of taste. So it is better, and I've got some taste, but it's nowhere near what it's usually like, which is good for the waistline. But I'm still force feeding myself cake just cause, even though I'm getting zero pleasure from it. Why deprive myself at this moment in time? However, John is not very well at all. As many of you may know, he has a compromised immunity. He suffers with psoriatic arthritis. Was on immunosuppressants up until August, but luckily was taken off them because they were affecting his liver functioning. So at least he isn't on them at this moment in time. But he has been very, very, very unwell. So he started with it a week last Tuesday. Temperature, breathlessness, feeling rotten, no taste or smell. But gradually he's got worse and worse and worse. He still had a very high temperature on Thursday. So that was 9 days in, and the temperature was showing absolutely no signs of coming down. So very pyrexial, hitting about 39.5, 40. And then on Thursday, the cough was getting really quite bad. So Thursday night, he was really unwell. And in the early hours of Friday morning, he had such an awful coughing fit that I really didn't know what to do. I was tempted to go and get my emergency kit from the car that we use for home births, just to try and help him, and to bag him. But I didn't know if that was going to help, so I didn't know what to do. I was in a bit of a state of panic. He just wasn't able to catch his breath. So it sounded like, for those who've heard a croup or a whooping cough, it sounded like his lungs were just being sucked in and he couldn't get any air into them. So that was really, really scary. He begged me not to call an ambulance, so I respected him, even though I didn't think it was the right decision. But he was very frightened about being intubated and being taken into hospital. So because he did manage to catch his breath eventually, I didn't call an ambulance. I'm still not sure if that was the right decision. But he's an adult and I had to let him make that decision himself. So we did speak to 111 and we had a really thorough assessment by a GP, who recommended just watching him like a hawk, making sure he didn't deteriorate any further, and she prescribed antibiotics, which seemed bizarre to me, as it's a virus and not bacterial. However, I understood her logic, which was just in case he's also got a chest infection hanging around, it would mop up any bacterial infection that was there. So that's where we're up to now. He did sleep all night last night, which is amazing because that's the first time since it started that he slept through the night and not woken up coughing or struggling to breathe. Still coughing a lot when he does any sort of exertion, including moving, or talking in long sentences. So we're limiting that a lot. And that is why, that was a very long story, looking how many minutes I've been here, but that is why John is in the bath in our ensuite while I do this, so that I can keep an eye on him while we're doing this. So if you do hear any coughing, I will probably turn the meditation off quite quickly to go and check that he's okay. So you've had 7 minutes of the past 48 hours of my life, so I better get on with some mindfulness now. I will put a little warning on at the beginning of this when I send it out that fast forward the first 7 minutes if you don't want a video diary of my life, of me sat in the dark giving you an update. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a sitting meditation where I'm going to ironically focus on the breath. So do not do this if you are struggling with your lungs at all, with doing deep breathing, because it may well trigger breathing things. So I'm not going to ask you to breathe deeply. I'm not going to ask you to do anything with your breath other than focus on it. So it is okay to do if you are struggling with your breathing. It's absolutely fine to do. It's safe to do because I'm not going to be getting you to breathe slowly, deeply, or anything else. It is literally just focusing on your breath, whatever that is for you, whatever speed, whatever depth, whatever it is. So that's what we're going to do today. I've decided to not do a sort of like a guided meditation each time because I know some people really struggle with them. So I'm going to rotate it. So I'm going to do a mindfulness on a Thursday and mindfulness and guided meditation on a Monday. So I hope that makes sense. And what we'll do first of all is just take a minute to come out of our heads and into our bodies. So I'm going to take my glasses off, close my eyes, and I will invite you to do the same. So just gently let your eyelids close or focus on a spot on the floor, and just let yourself be just for a moment. So you might remember from the last video I did that it is perfectly normal and natural for your mind to have a million thoughts racing through them. This is how we've evolved. The thoughts that we have are all coming from our beautiful neocortex, and that is how we've evolved to make tools and fire and wheels and everything. So thoughts are a good thing, and I'm not asking you to turn them off completely. However, if you are able to come out of your head and into your body, It's like having a little bit of a recharge and just plugging in your phone to the wall and recharging from 3% up to 20%, just to give your brain and your mind a bit of switch off time. So we're going to do that by focusing on physical parts of our body. So for now, I'd just like you to focus on your actual physicality. And by that, I mean focusing in on the position that your body is in. So just really be aware, whatever position you're doing this in, whether you're lying down, sitting up. I'm kind of in a slouchy position, which is probably not great for posture. Whatever position you're in, just really, really focus on your physicality, on where your legs are, where your knees are, whether your knees are bent or straight out in front of you, whether you're sat on your bottom or lying down with your back and your legs against the surface that you're lying on. Just really focusing in on your physical position. Be aware of your back, whether you're leaning forward or leaning backwards, of your shoulders. Are they slightly hunched? Are they relaxed? You don't have to force your body into any position because you think it's better for relaxation. This is not about forcing yourself into a relaxation. This is about accepting where you are at this moment in time. So just being at peace and accepting your body in the physical state it's in right now. Accepting yourself with kindness and appreciation that you are here and that your body is working okay. Even if it's not firing on all cylinders, then that's okay. Because if you're here, then you're okay enough to be here. So just accepting where you are right now. If you're carrying stress in any part of your body, like I say, your shoulders, your jawline, your chest, your abdomen, if you're holding yourself stiff anywhere, that's okay. This is a really stressful, difficult time for everybody. So try not to force yourself into a state of complete relaxation because it's counterintuitive. You will be forcing your body into a state it's not able to be in right now, and you will feel like you've failed. So just accept yourself exactly where you are right this minute. Just allowing yourself to be, allowing your body to be how it needs to be to get you through for now. Being kind and accepting, offering the same kindness to your physical state as you would offer to those who you love. This is about showing yourself some appreciation and self-love. As thoughts pop into your mind, as we focus on our breath, just let them be. As we talked about before, if you fight those thoughts and try to block them, then they just get stuck in your head. So if you imagine each thought that you're getting is attached to a cloud that is floating over and floating away. If you need to, if there's a thought that you get during any of our mindful meditations and it just keeps persisting like a naughty toddler, pulling on your leg, asking for attention, then just give it a little bit of attention. Say that you've noticed that thought and that you'll come back to it, and then it'll float away. It's very, very hard to stop yourself thinking about things. So this practice is just about acknowledging and accepting that you are going to have a lot of thoughts when you're meditating and that it's okay. Just allow them to come and allow them to go, and then come back to whatever it is we are focusing on. So hopefully you are now aware of your physicality, of the physical space you're taking up right now, and allowing yourself to take up space. You are worthy and you are appreciated. So now just take a minute to focus on what your breath's doing. And at any point during this mindfulness meditation, if you need to move, then move. Do whatever feels right for your body. So just focus on your breath. Focus on what your breath's doing. And once you've just become aware of your breath moving in and out, the first thing I want you to become aware of is whether you're breathing in through your nose or in through your mouth. It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong. There's just where you are right now. So first of all, notice whether you're breathing in through your nose or in through your mouth. And notice with a kind curiosity, a bit of a, oh, that's interesting. I didn't realise I was doing that. So as you're becoming aware of how you're breathing in, notice the temperature of the breath on the way in. Notice it whether it feels warm or a bit chilly, or whether it's just right. Just noticing how that feels. And then notice on that in-breath, whether you're breathing through your mouth or your nose, any other sensations that are going on. So if you're breathing in through your nose, as well as being aware of the temperature, be aware of anything that you can smell around you, even subtle smells. Now, I really haven't got very much sense of smell at the moment, but I'm going to try really hard to notice if I can smell anything. If you are breathing in through your mouth, notice if you can taste anything. Taste anything in the air around you. You may have been cooking, or you may have some flowers, or just notice what's going on for you on that in-breath. Become aware of those senses of taste and smell as you breathe in. And notice with a curiosity and a kindness how that feels. How it feels to just quieten your mind and focus in on this one sense. And feel that air travelling down into your lungs. And notice what that does to your chest and possibly your abdomen, depending on how deeply you're breathing. Please remember, you do not need to breathe deeply for this. You breathe at the right depth and pace for you. So just be aware of how your body moves with that in-breath, of your chest, of your rib cage, possibly your abdomen if you're able to breathe deeply. Notice if your arms move, if they're sat in front of you. Just noticing with a curiosity what is going on that in-breath. And with a wonder that the majority of the time, your body just does this without you thinking about it. You're just able to breathe in and out, and all these sensations are going on, and you're just getting about your day. So all we're doing today is just taking a minute of appreciation for how amazing your body is, that you're just able to do this usually, and that your body just does it automatically. And then, once you've spent some time on the in-breath, we're going to focus on the out-breath. So once again, notice on the out-breath, if you imagine we're working backwards now, which part of your body moves as you breathe out. So if your abdomen breathes in, notice your abdomen move in, and your rib cage move in, and your chest lower as you breathe out. Notice how that out breath feels for you. Does it feel like a sense of relief? Is it easy to breathe out, or is it a bit tricky? Notice with kindness and curiosity what is happening on that out breath. And then move that awareness up to what you can smell or taste on the out breath, if anything. Really, really tune into your senses, being curious and noticing what's going on for you. And again, any thoughts that are popping into your consciousness, just let them go. Let them go. Recognize you're having them. Recognize with curiosity and kindness that it's okay to have those thoughts, but then just let them go. It's okay. You deserve this time to just quieten a little bit. And now bring your awareness to the temperature of your out breath. Is it warmer or colder than your in breath? Does it feel nice? Or does it feel a bit uncomfortable? And it's okay, however it feels, it's okay. Just accept it. Accept that this moment is where you're at right now, however you feel. And finally, just notice whether you're breathing out through your nose or out through your mouth. Whatever's right for you is right now. Notice any physical changes to your nose or your mouth as you breathe out. Does it feel more relaxed on the out breath or more tense on the out breath compared to the in breath? Just being aware of where you are right now. Noticing what's going on. So for the next couple of breaths, just try and bring all that together. Noticing on the in-breath where you're breathing in, what you can taste or smell, what's going on physically during that in-breath, your chest, your abdomen, and then on the out-breath, what's going on. what you're breathing out through your nose or your mouth, and what you can taste or smell. Because when you're having a difficult time out in the outside world, or when you're in your houses and you're struggling, you can just do this practice really quickly, just focusing on your breath, focusing on the in-breath and the out-breath. It's a really good grounding exercise if you're finding that you're stuck in your head and you start to feel really anxious. So I'm just going to ask you to bring a little bit of movement back to your body. My right leg's actually gone to sleep, so I'm not going to try and stand up for a while. Give your hands a little bit of a wiggle. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. If it's easier, I'm in a quite a dark room, so I'm okay. If you want to put your hands over your eyes and then open your eyes behind your hands and then open your eyes. Okay. Wow, that was a longer meditation than I thought I'd done. So I hope you all enjoyed that. I'm just going to put my specs back on. I hope that was useful. And I hope it wasn't triggering for anybody with the breath. But if it was, I'm going to put a little warning on when I post this video that we are focusing on the breath. So I hope you've all managed to get something from this. And like I say, if you're really starting to get really stuck in your head and you just need to have a moment, then just focus on a couple of breaths. It can take 10 seconds, just a couple of in and out breaths. Just ground yourself into that moment. And it's been lovely to talk to you all. I hope I've not bored you too much with my like a video diary. I didn't expect that to happen. And I will hopefully see you all on Monday for Monday's meditation. Bye. Bye.